Hello everyone. So today's video is about loving yourself. That's very, very important, because sometimes we may grow up in households that have basically taught us we're not good enough, we're this, we're that. Personally, I've grown up in a culture where girls are second class. It's not something that's spoken about because it's embarrassing, obviously. And things are changing, but I think traditions also, they still carry on. I think the aim at the beginning of civilization must have been protection, but I think things have gone out of control, and there's people that have suffered who aren't in the special group. And I think on the other hand as well, for instance, if men are treated better, all they know is how to treat someone else, in that way that they are better than them. And it must be pretty difficult because, how can you have self-respect when you're not treating someone who's different from you in a derogatory way? So I think this breeds contentment, or discontent, should I say, and I think it's not something to be proud of. So that person who's behaving this way could most likely not feel good about themselves. They don't feel loved. Obviously, they haven't earned the respect. So I think there's a lot of factors involved in loving yourself. A lot of causes, a lot of variables. And I think it's very important to love yourself. And I'm not talking to those people who already love themselves too much and are unrealistic. I'm talking about people who have been given the message that it's selfish to love yourself, because it isn't. I think that's where a lot of problems in society lie. It's because people, have been told that they shouldn't love themselves, they should think of others, but you can't really think of others until you've taken care of yourself, yes? It's like a mother who looks after her children. If she's not in tip-top health in every way, physically, mentally, emotionally, then that's going to affect the children. So it's very important to, think about our lives in the sense that how important it is to love ourselves. And I think also from the point of view of people doing stupid things. I've recently learnt of a funeral taking place of a family member, and on the day of the death of the person, on the day of death of that person, all the family were doing were collecting the items that belonged to that person, because that person had a lot of money. And it's very sad that the person can't be given the dignity, even on their deathbed. That's by people who are nearest and dearest to them. And this is what I have found in life myself, that it's those people who are closest to you that are actually the most unhelpful. And I think as a society, we assume that our families do everything for our benefit. But I think it's the opposite. They do what's best for them. And sometimes this may take a toll on you. And this is also the reason I think that these people do these things, is because they don't love themselves. Yes, They're jealous of someone else. They're jealous of something someone else has. And, you know, they want to be that person. And in order to do that, they can perhaps, you know, imitate that person. If they don't get anywhere, then, you know, they can try to, in effect, steal things that really aren't theirs, that don't belong to them, and at a time they should be mourning a death. And, you know, it's a very, very sad state of affairs when people have to abuse someone else or mistreat someone else. And I think it's due to a lack of love. These people, they don't love themselves, so how can they love anyone else? Yes? They don't feel good enough in whatever reason that is. And they think that it's okay to take it out on someone else. Rather than achieving something for themselves, they're resentful of the other person. So my message today is, do whatever you can to love yourself. And this is not something big that you have to do, and you don't have to have money to do it. It can start off just by looking after yourself. Watch what you eat. Do some form of exercise, even if it's going for a walk. Look after your body. Small things, you know. In different ways you can take care of yourself. Women have lots of ways. Hair, nails, pedicures, moisturizing the skin. Everybody can do this, yes? But you have to feel good about yourself. That's the key. If you don't, then you're going to go in life and you're going to be jealous of other people. You're going to hate them if they're better than you. And what somebody else might be doing that you're admiring, you can do as well. Yes, we all have different talents. We don't have to be exactly the same. But we all have skills, even though we may not think we don't have them. We do. That we can use and we can make the best of. If we don't want to do that, we can learn new skills. Yes? So it's all up to us. It's up to us how we use our lives, whether it's for our gain or just spending our lives hating others, fighting with people, arguing, not speaking to people for years on end is stupid, really. When you think of it in the long run, the day you die, you know, is this what you want to remember? Or do you want to remember the people you helped, the difference you made in life? And you made that difference because you love yourself. I mean, there are people also that don't love themselves to the extent that they are always doing things for other people. That they constantly are getting walked on, mistreated. And this is because they don't love themselves. They're thinking of others too much. Yes? Not thinking enough of themselves. And again, mothers can come into this again, because sometimes when you've got a lot on your plate, you can pour all your energy into your children and you don't have any left for yourself. Single mothers are in this group. And it's very important to try and support each other in this situation, because if the mother doesn't get a chance to recuperate, like I said, it's going to have an effect on the children, which is going to have an effect on wider society. So it's very important in every which way to love yourself. Just sometimes mothers might just have 10 minutes in the day to have a cup of tea and just sit down. Some mothers don't. They don't think they can. Some people haven't been taught how to look after children. They've been given the message that now that they have children, that it's their responsibility to look after them And there are many fathers out there that don't take responsibility, don't think it's their job to babysit their own children. I mean, it's okay when children are older because they get a mind of their own, but again, that's quite limited. Depends on what culture you're brought up in, what you're allowed to do at home. And a lot of cultures fix their futures for their children so that once they leave home, they will have done what they wanted them to do, or marry this person and so forth, so that person actually never becomes happy. They have to have children because it's expected now that they're married, and it's a life of misery. So we are here to be happy, yes? We are here to love ourselves. And if we're doing anything where we're not loving ourselves, that we're doing everything everybody else wants us to do, then that needs to stop, yeah? Our lives are not a waste. We're here to learn lessons, soul lessons. And if you're going to waste your life away, you're just going to die, be born again, have to go through the same lessons again. So it's time to start loving yourself so that you can make the most of this life and not let it wilt away. And stop worrying about what other people think. Everything boils down to your intuition, what you feel is good. Try not to use those programs that have been put in your head. You must do this, you should do this. It doesn't matter, because when you're young, people can have a hold on you like this. But when you're older, you need to think twice, because there are things you can do. And if you're not in a happy situation, it's okay to look after yourself in any which way you think that is. If you need to get out, get out. Yes? Never think it's the end of the world. Never think there's no space in the world for you. Where will you go? What will you do? You'll figure it out along the way. Lots of women are in this situation, yeah? When they leave abusive husbands. So never think that your life is the be-all and end-all of everything. It isn't. You have the choice to make a better life for yourself by loving yourself. All right? Have a lovely day, and thank you for listening. Please subscribe. Bye.